Hey everybody, this is Grace, and in this video I'm going to talk about people who we used to just simply call drama queens or attention seekers. Well, seekers wasn't exactly the S word that we used, but you get the point. Now some people would think that these are people with who are narcissistic, or people who are antisocial, the sociopath, psychopath type, and they can be comorbid with those, either one or both, or a variety of things, including substance abusers or people with anxiety, depression. The list goes on, but they can be comorbid. But these, it kind of sticks out. Okay, and I'm not here to diagnose. I'm not a healthcare professional provider. Read the disclaimer in the description box below this video on YouTube. But I have seen people. I've never known anybody who was diagnosed with any disorder other than bipolar and a sociopath. There was a sociopath. But as far as or borderline also. But this one, they can be comorbid. But like I said, this is different. And I want you to think about it as I talk about it, see what you think. Okay, first I'll tell a story. Years ago, when I was young, maybe early 20s, I went with my dad to a family member's house to help her out. And while we were there, I was with my dad, and while we were there, all of a sudden she decided to cook something or whatever it was. She had a knife in her hand, and she nicked her a finger. And it was like a paper cut kind of nick. And all of a sudden she became extremely dramatic about it and acting as though she was fainting, and no, she was going to die practically because she cut her finger. And really the whole thing of like she was fainting and all. And when it went on for a short while, and when we left, he made sure she was okay, and we left, and I asked him, I said, what in the world was all that about? Okay, well, I don't remember his response, but I think it was either excusing or just saying he didn't know, this kind of thing. But it was pretty dramatic, theatrical. And I'll tell you a little more about her. She did have that whole thing of her. She seemed very shallow. Her personality was very shallow. She could go from loving you one second and hating you the next second. And she could also go from 1 second being happy and, everything's fine, to the next minute she's angry, and boy, her anger, she expressed it, would go outside and yell and scream and, throw all kinds of, theatrics. And then come back a few minutes later and just happy and apologetic, and it was never very stable. Her moods, never very stable. And but like I said, she could love you 1 second and hate you the next, if basically if she's not getting her way. And also with men, she was very flirtatious. Again, if she didn't get her way, she could become either more flirtatious with them or really love-hate. 1 minute she just loves them and they're so wonderful. Next minute, they're horrible, horrible people, along that line. Okay, and also she had an affair with a married man, and she thought her relationship with him was, was a real relationship. He was going to leave his wife and, that whole thing. And when he broke it off, anytime he was not there, she would get so depressed, and she continued that kind of thing. Anytime a man gave her any kind of feeling that she thought was he was leaving her, she became very dramatic. And she also, if you ask me, she stalked them. And, she'd drive by their homes to see who was there. Each man, whenever she was dating him, not at the same time, but, she became very sad and depressed when they would leave. They would end it. But she was very much, she had to have the attention all the time. She needed somebody there all the time. And, like I said, it can be comorbid. Okay, and another part to her personality was that she had a lot of, even though she was rather dramatic and theatrical, she had a lot of social skills. I remember one time just seeing her. It was actually at a funeral. And I saw her like she was the hostess, and that's the best way to put it, hostess. You know, and it was someone she would, you know, at a funeral, and she was one of the main, you know, whatever you call them. But she was very, you know, social. You know, the social skills. I was just surprised how somebody can be at a funeral, yet be the socialite, the hostess, you know, kind of thing. But that was definitely, you know, part of her personality, and a lot of it was because she needed, you know, a lot of approval, you know, validation, approval from other people. And yeah, you're hearing one of my dogs. He wants to be on camera. He's right underneath it. But yeah, okay. And also, you know, she would get, you know, if she didn't get that, she was easily, you know, get her feelings hurt if somebody didn't approve of what she did. But she needed that, like she felt she needed, she really wanted, but she felt like she needed that attention and that approval and that validation. And you know, we all need validation to a point, but she exaggerated. She exaggerated almost everything. It was part of her personality to exaggerate, and that included her style, the way her appearance, the way she looked. I'm not talking about like a clown, you know, kind of thing, but there was definitely, you know, something that she did so she would stand out. I'm not going to actually mention it, but to stand out from other people. You know, she wanted to be very different from other people. Well, you know, with women, we don't wear, you generally, not all of us, and I don't, you know, wear any suits, you know, unless, you know, you have to. But, yeah, this type, they, you know, so women, they can you just wear a different skirt or shirt or pants or whatever, you know, from the next one, find something new and it's different. But men, you know, there's a little joke about that men just have to dress like each other and women have to dress unlike each other. Yeah. But she made sure she's, you know, as far as I know, still does to this day. I don't really know. But, you know, seriously, something would stand out. But anyway, like I said, a lot of people, you know, would think, you know, immediately narcissistic. You know, this is a narcissist. But no, this is more, and this is my opinion. I'm not an expert. This is more of a histrionic, okay, which is another cluster B. And they can be extremely manipulative. They can be just, like I said, they can act just like, or comorbid with sociopathy, psychopathy, with the antisocial, and narcissistic, and so many other ones, so many. But really, you know, that's why I keep thinking, you know, and saying that it's not good to, you know, say everybody is narcissistic that has odd or bad behaviors, you know. Anyway, that's enough for this video for now. It's probably longer than I usually do. But I have more stories along this line, and eventually, maybe, I'll tell. Talk to you later. Oh, by the way, if you want to subscribe to this channel, there should be a little circle with sunset in it, unless I changed it. But yeah, just click on that and you can subscribe. Talk to y'all later. Bye.